The Galactic War Academy was known for one thing: perfection. Every weapon inside the massive training hall was advanced. Plasma rifles hummed with blue light. Smart scopes floated above barrels. Auto-target systems adjusted aim before a finger even touched the trigger. Artificial intelligence calculated wind, gravity, and distance in less than a second. Nothing inside this academy was old. Nothing was simple. Until she walked in. The large metal doors opened with a heavy sound. Cadet Elena Ward stepped inside. She was human. Smaller than most alien cadets around her. No armor shining on her shoulders, no glowing tech attached to her uniform. Her face was calm, her walk steady, but what she carried made the entire hall go quiet. It was not glowing. It was not powered by plasma. It was not connected to the Academy's firing system. It was an old ballistic rifle. Black steel body, long, heavy barrel, solid scope made of glass, manual bolt near the grip. No smart screen, no digital display, no AI chip. Just metal and patience. For a few seconds, nobody spoke. Then someone laughed. A tall, blue-skinned cadet pointed at her weapon. "That belongs in a history museum." Another one smirked. "Does it even connect to the range network?" A third cadet shook his head. "Humans still use metal bullets? That's ancient." More laughter spread across the hall. Some cadets recorded her with their wrist cameras. Elena did not react. She did not defend herself. She did not argue. She walked to her assigned shooting lane and placed the rifle on the bench slowly, gently, almost like she respected it. Today's test was extreme long-range shooting. Target distance, 4.5 kilometers. Strong crosswinds moved across the open field. Gravity distortions shifted every few seconds because of the planet's unstable core. Magnetic interference made digital systems glitch. Even advanced plasma rifles struggled beyond 3 kilometers in these conditions. This test was meant to prove who depended too much on technology. An alien cadet leaned close to Elena. "You know this is impossible without AI correction, right?" She did not look at him. She simply opened her rifle case, took out a small cloth, cleaned the scope lens, then she adjusted the scope manually. Click, click, click. Each sound was small but clear. No computer voice guiding her, no automatic correction, just her hands. Above the range, on a high balcony, head instructor Kaylor watched everything. He was tall, armored, scars across his scaled face, a veteran of 3 interstellar wars. When his eyes saw Elena's rifle, his expression changed. The humor left his face. He leaned toward his assistant and whispered quietly, "Only trained snipers carry weapons like that." The assistant blinked. "But sir, it has no smart system." Kaylor kept watching her. "That's the point." Below, the laughter continued, but slowly it began to fade, because Elena did not look nervous, she did not look embarrassed, she looked ready. And Instructor Kaylor knew something the others did not. Technology can fail, systems can crash, but a true sniper does not depend on machines. And soon, the Academy was going to learn the difference. One by one, the cadets stepped forward. Plasma rifles charged with a sharp electric sound. Bright blue beams cut through the air. The first cadet fired confidently. The beam shot across the field. Halfway to the target, the wind shifted. Gravity dipped suddenly. The beam curved slightly and missed. A red light flashed on the screen above. Missed by 0.7 meters. The second cadet tried. His AI system adjusted in real time. The beam hit near the edge of the metal target. Close, but not center. More cadets followed.
Some cursed under their breath. Some blamed the unstable gravity. Some blamed the Academy's systems. Wind speeds changed every few seconds. Magnetic waves interfered with smart scopes. AI recalculated, but not fast enough. Frustration slowly replaced confidence. Murmurs spread through the line. This test is unfair. Systems are glitching. No one can hit center in this storm. On the bench at the end of the row, Elena Ward waited. Quiet, still. Her rifle rested in her hands. No glowing energy cell, no charging sound, just cold metal. Instructor Kaylor stood on the balcony above, watching. When the last alien cadet finished, a silence fell over the range. Then the range officer called out, "Cadet Elena Ward, step forward." Several cadets exchanged looks. Some smirked again. This'll be good. She doesn't even have wind correction software. Elena walked to the firing line, slow, controlled. She knelt first, then lowered herself flat onto the ground. The concrete felt cold under her uniform. She placed the rifle firmly against her shoulder, pressed her cheek gently against the stock, closed one eye. The world became smaller. Only the target existed now. Wind brushed across her face. She did not rush. She breathed in slowly, held it, exhaled halfway, adjusted the scope. Click, click. 2 small turns. A cadet behind her whispered, "This is going to be embarrassing." Elena heard him, but her expression did not change. She waited. 5 seconds, 10 seconds. She was not aiming where the target was. She was calculating where it would be. Wind shift, gravity dip, distance, timing. Her finger tightened slowly on the trigger. Not a pull, a squeeze. Boom! The sound exploded across the training field. Not light, not energy, but raw force. The recoil pushed gently against her shoulder. The projectile disappeared into the storm. No glowing trail, no visible beam, just speed. 5 long seconds passed. The entire academy held its breath. Some cadets crossed their arms, waiting to laugh again. Then, a sharp, metallic ping echoed from far across the valley. Clear, loud, undeniable. The center target light turned green. Perfect impact. Direct center. No edge hit. No lucky strike. Dead center. Silence fell over the range. No whispers. No laughter. Only wind. Elena slowly opened the bolt, ejected the empty casing. The small piece of brass fell to the ground with a soft sound. Instructor Kaylor did not smile. He did not clap. He simply spoke one word. Again. And this time, no one laughed.
Elena did not move after the first perfect shot. She stayed in position, calm, focused. Instructor Kaylor's voice echoed again. Again! She adjusted her rifle slightly. The wind had changed direction, stronger now. Dust moved across the field in thin waves. Most cadets would wait for their AI system to update. Elena did not have one. She watched the dust. She felt the air against her skin. She listened. Then she adjusted 3 small clicks. Breathed in, half out, squeezed. Boom! The second shot tore through the wind. The projectile vanished into the unstable air. 4 seconds. 5. Then, ping! Another direct hit, even tighter than before. A few cadets stepped closer to the screen. The impact points were almost touching. Whispers replaced the earlier laughter. That's not luck. No one gets 2 perfect shots by accident. Elena chambered another round. Her movements were smooth, practiced. No rush, no pressure.
The gravity field shifted again. Warning signs blinked on the digital boards. Plasma weapons automatically paused recalibration. Elena did not pause. She watched the distant flag near the target, waited, counted quietly in her mind. Then she fired again. Boom! The sound felt heavier this time, more serious. The academy waited. Even the wind seemed quieter. Then, ping! Third hit. Perfect grouping. 3 shots close enough to cover with one hand. Now the silence felt different. It was not doubt anymore. It was respect. One cadet finally spoke out loud. "How is that possible without AI correction?" Instructor Kaylor stepped down from the balcony. His heavy boots echoed across the metal floor. He walked slowly toward the firing line. He stopped beside Elena's rifle. "Plasma bends in unstable gravity," he said clearly. "Energy weapons rely on prediction software." He looked down at the black steel rifle. "Solid mass relies on physics." He turned toward the class. "Physics does not panic. Physics does not lag." He pointed toward Elena. "Humans train without assistance. They train without smart scopes. They train without automatic correction." His voice grew firmer. "They train for system failure. They train for power loss. They train for silence." The words settled heavily over the range. Many cadets looked down at their glowing rifles. Their advanced systems suddenly felt fragile. Elena slowly stood up. She lifted her rifle, checked the chamber, cleaned the lens again with the same small cloth. No smile, no pride, no celebration. For her, this was normal training, nothing special. But for the academy, everything had changed. The laughter was gone. In its place was a new understanding. Humans did not reject technology. They simply did not depend on it. They trusted their minds, their breathing, their patience. And in a universe where systems could fail at any moment, that might be the most dangerous skill of all.
The third shot had barely stopped echoing when the Academy sirens screamed. Red lights flashed across the ceiling. Warning symbols filled the large digital screens. This was not part of the training. This was real. A loud voice echoed through the hall. "Perimeter breach detected. Unknown aerial object approaching." The cadets froze. Some looked confused. Some thought it was another test. But Instructor Kaylor's face became serious, very serious. "This is not a drill," he said firmly. Outside, the sky darkened as clouds moved fast across the valley. On the main screen, a black shape appeared, small, sharp, moving at high speed. "A hostile scout drone," one officer reported. "Range 6 kilometers and closing." Defense cannons on the outer walls powered up immediately. Large plasma turrets rotated toward the sky. They locked on to the drone, fired. Bright beams shot upward, but the gravity field shifted again. The beams curved slightly off course, missed. The drone moved quickly, changing direction in sharp angles. It was smart, designed for unstable environments. Targeting systems tried to adjust, but magnetic interference caused delays. Another plasma shot fired, missed again. The drone continued scanning. If it completed its scan, enemy forces would know the Academy's defense layout. They would know its weaknesses, and next time they would not send a scout. They would send an attack fleet. Instructor Kaylor stepped forward. His voice cut through the noise. "Manual targeting required." Silence followed. Cadets looked at each other. Manual? Most had never fired without AI correction. They trained with assistance, with prediction software. Without it, their hands felt unsure. The drone moved closer. 5.8 kilometers, 5.6. Time was running out.
An officer shouted, "Defense grid recalibration will take 3 minutes." 3 minutes was too long. The drone would finish scanning in less than 1. Kaler scanned the room. "Who can take the shot?" No one answered. No one moved. Fear filled the silence. Then, a calm voice spoke. "I can take the shot." Elena stepped forward. Her rifle rested against her shoulder. No glowing systems, no connection to the academy grid, just steel. Some cadets stared at her. "That's 6 kilometers," someone whispered. "That's beyond safe range." Another muttered, "There's too much wind." The drone made another sharp turn in the sky, unpredictable, fast, dangerous. Elena's face did not change. Her breathing remained steady. Instructor Kaler looked at her for a long second. He knew the risk. One missed shot could reveal their weakness, but he also knew what he had just witnessed. 3 perfect hits, without assistance. He gave a short nod. Permission granted. The room fell silent. Elena turned and walked toward the upper firing platform. Outside, the wind howled louder. The real test had begun, and this time, it was not about grades. It was about survival.
Elena climbed the metal stairs to the highest platform of the Academy Tower. Each step echoed in the cold air. Below her, officers rushed between control panels. Warning lights flashed red across the walls. Above her, the sky roared with unstable wind. The hostile drone moved fast. Sharp turns, sudden drops. It was not flying in a straight line. It was searching, scanning, learning. Distance, 6 kilometers. Wind speed, rising. Gravity distortion, unstable. No AI system to help her, only her training. Elena reached the top platform. The wind hit her hard. Her hair moved across her face, but she ignored it. She lay down slowly, placed the rifle against her shoulder, pressed her cheek to the stock, closed one eye. The drone zigzagged across the sky. Most shooters would try to follow it directly, but she did not chase it. She studied it, watched its pattern, counted the seconds between direction changes, watched how gravity dips affected its movement. She adjusted her scope. Click, click, small movements, precise. Below, cadets watched through the large display screen. Some held their breath. Some whispered, "It's too far." One officer said quietly, "If she misses." Instructor Kaler stood still. He did not interrupt. He trusted her. For the first time, Elena spoke clearly. Her voice was calm, soft, but steady. "Technology is fast, but patience is faster." She slowed her breathing. Inhale, hold, exhale halfway. The drone turned left. Gravity dipped slightly. Wind pushed right. She did not aim where the drone was. She aimed where it would be. She waited one more second. Then, she squeezed the trigger. Boom! The sound shook the tower. The recoil pressed into her shoulder. The bullet disappeared into the storm. No glowing beam, no visible trail, just speed. Time felt slower. 1 second, 2, 3, 4. The drone shifted direction again, exactly where she predicted. 5, 6, 7, and a bright explosion flashed in the sky. The drone shattered into burning fragments. Metal pieces fell across the distant valley. Silence covered the academy. No alarms now, no shouting, only wind. The threat was gone. Slowly the cadets watched at Elena, not with doubt, not with laughter, but with respect. Deep respect. Instructor Kaler turned toward the class. His voice was calm, but powerful. "You laughed at her rifle." No one moved. "You laughed at her method." Several cadets lowered their heads.
He looked up at the fading smoke in the sky. But today, he paused. The sniper spoke. Elena stood up. She opened the bolt, removed the empty casing, placed it in her pocket. She lifted her rifle carefully, not like a hero, not like someone proud, just like a soldier finishing her duty. She walked down the stairs quietly. No celebration, no applause, because for humans, preparation is louder than pride, and discipline speaks louder than words.